welcome to Pier 39. Today we are going to Aquarium of the Bay. I'm Mary Poffenroth for VidSF. We are going to get up close and personal with some very cool animals and see what else that we can find underneath the bay. Let's go. So Carrie, can you tell me what is all this great new stuff about?
It's so amazing. It's really an exhibit that we've been working on for over a year with PG&E, and we really wanted to bring the topic of climate change to our exhibits because it's such a pertinent topic nowadays. So what we've done is we've added a tremendous amount of new exhibits, including some really amazing land animals. We have pink-toed tarantulas, we have Pacific tree frogs, we have California king snakes, and each of them brings a story of how them or their habitat or their food web is being affected by climate change. Right here in this tank, we've got one of our local animals, and that's a western pond turtle. Their sex is determined by what temperature the eggs in the nest are. So as climate change is changing the temperatures in the area where there are, the nest temperature of these animals might continue to rise, which means that we would have more females than males and potentially almost all females. So that would totally change the population of that animal, possibly to extinction. For other animals, we don't know what's going to happen to them yet. But we know that there are things that are coming that are telling us, things are happening. We are seeing blooms of jellies around the earth. We're seeing drought happen in Australia. That's been lasting for 7 years, which we've never seen before. So all these things are telling us that, it's time for us to really do something. We can be making sure our lights are turned off at home. We can be making sure we're trying to ride public transit as much as possible. We can be buying local organic foods that don't travel from far away. Each of these things helps to ensure that we're not adding more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and we're trying to help control that a little bit, which helps with climate change.
So now I don't see a big glass wall here. Does that mean I can touch them?
Yes, we have a variety of different types of sea stars, and we've got some sea urchins and sea cucumbers. A lot of sea stars right now, lots of, please reach in, touch, they won't hurt you.
Now, what kind of touching should I do? Should I go in and grab them or should I pet them?
What we generally say is you use one finger and you just touch them very gently. Imagine how you would want to be touched by someone you don't know if they were to come up and touch you. They're all different species and they all have different feels to them. So for example, these ones right here with the blue spots, that's called a knobby sea star. And you'll probably notice it feels very rough, like it has little bumps all over it.
I think it'd be a good exfoliator maybe for my feet.
Aquarium of the Bay is a local nature center. A lot of aquariums show animals from all over the world and focus on a variety of different species. We kind of focus on the animals that live here in the Bay Area. This watershed services over 2/3 of Californians, just to give you the size of the magnitude of this bay. And the other thing is that people think the bay is like this big deep body of water, but the average depth of the bay is like 13 feet deep to 15 feet deep. So much more massive ecosystem than people even could ever imagine. People see the bay out here and they think it's bay cruises and they think it's Alcatraz or boat rides, but it's actually a living ecosystem, and we're here to teach people about that ecosystem.
Thanks for joining us on our adventure through Aquarium of the Bay. I'm Mary Poffenroth for VidSF.